got it mixed up. It's supposed to be the motherland.
Yeah, it's the motherland. Yeah, it's the old world. But anyway, hey y'all, Coach in the Fight. Hey, got Stacy with me.
Shalom.
And we are talking about the promised land. And in this video, I'm about to show you where the promised land is.
Okay.
Guess where we're gonna go to show you where the promised land? Think it's the Third Testament? You think it's
I
Hermas?
think you're gonna take us to the Old Testament.
You think I'll take you don't think I'm gonna take you to one of the new books? What about the prophets? Well, you're right. I'm gonna take you to Genesis chapter 15. This is where you find out where the promised land is at. It's right here in these first few verses. Matter of fact, let's see. Yeah, it's right here in these verses. So we'll let you just read it. She ain't yarn, so we might not file this one on the pillow talk. But go ahead.
Genesis.
It is 5 in the morning.
Genesis 15.
So it is. Yeah.
15 and 13. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that your seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years.
Now, who can't find the promised land? Ain't that the promise?
I'm sitting here reading it, and I'm like, okay, there's the answer. Do we really need to go somewhere else?
They tell you that's the promise. This is what you say. Do they need to go somewhere else?
I'm saying, do we need to continue this study?
Well, the thing
30
is,
seconds.
it's
30
the first
second
verse that
study.
told you where the promised land is, right? I mean, it's right there, the promise. There's a promise. Because you think, what other promises are there in the Bible? Jacob didn't get a whole lot of promises. Jacob got blessings, food and substance.
Okay, let's go on to 14. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. And afterwards, look at this, shall they come out with great substance.
So when waiting for this judgment on this nation, you got this X across America lining up with the Jubilee year. There's a Tav, the letter Tav, the last letter of the Hebrew alphabet, being completed across America in the year 2024, which happens to be the Jubilee year, the 121st Jubilee year. Something we ain't never supposed to see, right? Messiah's supposed to come back at 120. He said he was coming back at 120. But 120 ends precisely but the fall of 2023. So the spring of 2024 is in the middle of the Jubilee year, and that is the completion of a Tav across America, which was created by 2 eclipses. He's using the stars because the Tav has the numeric value 400. So he's telling you, with this big X across America, big bullseye across America, with the number 400 on it, right in a Jubilee year, that this nation is about to be judged.
Using the stars, which tell what time it is. It's about that time.
It's about that time. And so how could it be more plain to you that it takes a lot of effort for people to hide this kind of stuff from you? But look at how they put forth the effort. I guess they ain't got nothing better to do.
Yeah, people are being deceived. And like I was telling you earlier, I learned, I heard mention, I did not learn, I heard mention that the United States was considered the promised land. And a couple years after that, I heard you mention it again. And now I see. I didn't never know why people said that. I just took it. You said it. No, I just took it what you said and went with it because it seemed to have stuck with me. Yeah. And so now that the scripture is right here, and as I read it, I'm like, okay, I don't even have to finish reading the scripture, and I'm seeing that now.
Yeah, read verse 13. Mm-hmm. What does 13 say? 15. What does verse 15 say?
And thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace. Thou shalt be buried in a good old age.
Okay. So you think about where else, who got promises? What promise did Noah get? What promise did Adam get? Other than The word will come to save you. That's the only promise that Adam got. It was that the word will come and say, I'm sorry, at day 5. That's
Mhm.
it. You think of all, you read the whole book of Adam and Eve, and I'm running through it in my head right now. It's 2 books to Adam and Eve. And the only promise that Adam got was that the Messiah would come to save us. Okay, so what promise did Enoch get? Enoch ain't get no promise. He was just turned into Metatron. What promise did Noah get? Noah didn't get no promise. He got an ark to get across the water. What did Shem get? What promise did Moses get? Other than there will be other than the Messiah. He said he rise up somebody like him in the end times that's going to be like him, and that's going to help lead him. That's the
Mhm.
Elijah spirit. So Moses got the promise of the Elijah spirit, but where is the land associated with that? So we didn't made it all the way up to Moses, and ain't nobody got no promise of no land. We ain't even talked about no land except Abram. He's the
Mhm.
only. I mean, even he's. This is the only promise. Now go back. Who did any of the prophets get a promise? Did the Messiah get a promise? Did the disciples get a promise? Did Paul get a promise? Ain't no promise. This is the only promise in the Bible. I mean, I'm saying that quick without doing my study. I need to do a word search, but yeah, this is the only promise. And it's definitely the only one associated with land. It tells you these people will be in a foreign land. And this land will be destroyed or judged. And these people will leave with a high hand, meaning they gonna get that land. We're gonna
Yeah, when he's talking about great substance, the Father's not talking about cars and gold and jewelry and all that other stuff. He's yeah, that's us. He's talking about stuff like land,
yeah, food, clothing, shelter.
food, clothing, and shelter. Yeah, animals.
Huh?
Yeah, stuff like that.
I mean,
So
yeah, food, that's the animal. Clothing, that's his pelt, his hide. You can make clothes out of his hide. And shelter is the trees that's growing on this land here in the United States, America. I ain't gonna say America, but the new world. This is the new world. This part over here is the promised land. This is it. It's okay right here. That's it. That's over there in Africa. That's and Europe. That's the motherland. That's the beginning.
in
Okay.
Egypt, Jerusalem.
Yeah, that whole that's the beginning world. This is the end world. This is the new world. So there's some confusion, maybe even some deception there. Because
Yeah, that's what first that came to my mind.
this is the new
Deception.
world. America is the new world. Africa
Hmm.
is the old world. Africa is going away.
Jerusalem.
It's going away. There's a rock that's coming out of the sky. Let me show you. Let me show you prophets of this land, because you have to understand the Father has infinite wisdom. He knows everything. So he knew this rock was coming out of the sky. Let me show you this rock. Let's take us right to Zechariah 14, where it says, his feet shall stand in that day upon the Mount of Olives. The Mount of Olives is in the east of Jerusalem. That was the same mount that the Messiah went up. The disciples watched him go up.
Hmm.
He said he'd come back down. So this is what he's talking about when it says his feet shall stand. This is him returning. He's returning as a rock. And you read that when it says, which is before Jerusalem on the east, and the Mount of Olives shall cleave in the midst thereof towards the east and towards the west. So I don't know how big this mountain is, but you mean to tell me that you're going to split it in half? He's telling you that he's going to crack this mountain in half, sending half of it to the north towards Russia and half of it towards the south towards Tanzania. No, he said east and west. So half of it going toward China and half of it going toward us. And then it says, and so that tells you that Jerusalem gonna get wiped out because the mountain is on that east, but yet half of it's going westward, which means that mountain is gonna wipe them out. Yeah.
Maybe they're thinking
So this,
because you said half of it is coming toward the United States. Maybe they're thinking the the other way,
mm,
north and the south.
yeah, but he says Mount of Olives. So this rock is gonna hit Mount of Olives. The rock we hear about over in the book of Daniel hits Mount of Olives, and it says, and there shall be a very great valley. That's a crater.
Hmm.
That's a
Hmm.
crater. So he's going to turn Mount of Olives into a crater, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Like like when you walk in a mud puddle, you just stick your feet down in it. This
yeah,
big hole in the middle
yeah,
of
you
it.
sunk down in it. You went up to
Mm-hmm.
your knees. Um, this just hit me, guys. That's 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 big. We already know it's a rock. We already know because we have read this verse 20 times. But now I'm sitting here going, very great valley. He's allowing me to understand now that that's a crater.
Mm.
This rock is. I was thinking that it's just gonna crack the mountain.
It's gonna be. It's gonna come hard, mighty hard. Then mighty
That's what
fast.
that's what I'm saying. You should watch movies on people animating this thing when a crater hits. It it not only, I mean, if a rock hits the hillbilly homestead that's big enough to make a hole that your car can fit in. Somebody can come back later and they're gonna see a hole. They're gonna look at it and gonna say, "Wow, that hole is big. I can fit my whole truck in it." If a rock comes out and creates a hole big enough for your truck, it's probably gonna destroy this whole community. At least, maybe even half the state will be
Mm.
destroyed
Really.
because yeah. I want to go up there and watch a video, and then it says, okay, there I go with the half north and half west. I was confused earlier, but it says, "In half of the mountain shall remove toward the north, towards Russia, and half towards the south, towards Tanzania." And I probably shouldn't use that because Russia is like 1,000 miles away. But those are the directions: directly north, directly south. You got this rock coming. You got this mountain coming. And if the mountain, it says the mountain gonna be tossed into the ocean. I don't know if it's the same mountain, but he's telling me here that it's gonna be a crater.
Mm.
And it says, and he said, "Flee to the mountains, the valleys, um, valleys of the mountains." And it's talking about that Azel there. When it says Azel, that's
Mm-hmm.
pointing to Atonement Day.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah, Azazel was who got the Atonement Day goat. Remember, you killed one and you let the other one go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's pointing. We did our classes on this, and you see what this is talking about when you go back up to verse 1. You see what it's talking about: the day of the Lord. Behold,
Mm.
look, he's saying, look, the day of the Lord. The day of the Lord, I'm going to take Mount Olivet and make it a crater. He ain't said, well, he's not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the confusion. We think he's throwing rocks at us. He's not somewhere throwing rocks at us. He's telling us that this rock is coming.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time because, like you would tell on your videos, these things are happening anyway. Every so often, right? Not necessarily
Yeah,
the
yeah,
right.
that's what they say
Yeah.
got rid of the dinosaurs was a,
Mm-hmm.
a, a meteor or whatever. It's an extinction level event. This event, that's why, what is that rapper name?
Buster Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes keep talking about extinction level event too. Because the very first extinction level event, the one that killed the dinosaurs, we wasn't here. But the one we was here with was Noah. That was our first extinction level event where over 75% of all human life was killed on the planet. That's what an extinction level event is. 75% of all life gone. Plants, animals, bugs, everything. Well, this is going to be the second one when this rock hits this mountain. There's going to be an extinction level event. Over 75% of all life. What does the third session say? Even beings inferior to us, flies are going to be destroyed. Everything's going. 75%.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't play. You know. And right there, 14 says he will gather the nations against Jerusalem to battle. They're already doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So while this is going on, it's just a matter of time before, we got these feet hitting this ground. And you don't want to be nowhere close to Jerusalem when it happened, I promise you. You don't want to be in the old world when it's happened.
Mm-hmm.
I think my wife's going in for a beauty sleep now, so we're gonna go ahead and shut
No,
this
I
one
was just
down.
thinking. I was just thinking about. I was just thinking about those people over there that. you're that are you're recently befriending, and just thinking
How you could
that.
lose them? Could you imagine? You make some friends over there in Africa, and then now you got to deal with the fact that they all died, or you don't know. That's worse. You don't know if they over there
Right.
hurt,
That's actually, yeah, that's a little
and you can't do
worse.
nothing.
Hmm.
That's actually worse because if they in the spirit world, hey, they right here. I can talk to them anytime I want to.
Hmm.
But if they over there under a crater, under a concrete building or something, we'll pray for them. But that's all you can do. You can't do that. This is what we're talking about.
The third picture.
No, well, all three pictures. I mean, this right here.
It's the after effect.
Yeah. So that's what all of it gonna look like at the end. But to get it there, it's gonna take this. So that's what we're talking about. And see, it ain't just that little ring where it hits the mountain. You see that little ring around it?
Hmm.
There's your problem.
Yeah, that's the force right there.
Yeah, there's your problem. That's what's coming. That's what you got to worry about. That's what's gonna shake us. It's gonna shake us over here.
That's rock tsunami, like a tsunami.
A tsunami of dirt.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to shake. We supposed to feel it over here.
I bet. I bet.
It's supposed to knock down every building over here. So if it's
Just
gonna knock down,
imagine.
so if it's gonna knock
Mm-hmm.
down our buildings over in California, if it's gonna knock the buildings down, if it's gonna knock down the buildings in Las Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
how big of an impact is that gonna be on Mount of Olives?
Mm-hmm.
So how are you? So if you standing somewhere between here, you in Cameroon and Benin, hey, all my cousins out there in Cameroon and Benin, what's up? Um, but you're in the line of fire because Jerusalem is on your east where the rock is going to hit. That's the impact zone. We're on your west across the water, and it's going to knock every one of our buildings to the ground.
I never thought about all that. What you're saying. I've heard the classes that you've done about how every building's gonna fall and all that kind of all that will happen, but I never put all that together about how that big wave of dirt and debris is what's the big danger. Yeah,
Yeah, and
absolutely.
then the aftermath, that is the actually, oh my goodness. That's why your sun ain't gonna give its light. Oh man, that's why the sun and the moon, it's not gonna give its light because it's dust. I mean, there's so much dust in the air that we can't see it. It's blocked out by the dust created by this rock. We're gonna be in trouble over here in California.
And well, they just won't survive.
And then people over there in Japan, people in Japan and California, all their buildings gonna get knocked down from a rock that's gonna hit almost absolutely on the other side of the planet. I want to find a verse that says every wall will fall. Every wall, every building on the planet. That's Jericho. And the same thing happened in Jericho. The walls fell. Ain't that an earthquake?
Hmm.
They were blowing the trumpets around the wall when they fell. You blow the trumpets on Atonement Day. And I will punish Baal in Babylon, and I will bring forth out of his mouth that which he has swallowed up, and a nation shall not flow together any more unto him. Yeah, the wall of Babylon shall fall. Right here. Places shall fall. Every wall shall fall to the ground. Ezekiel 38 and 20. so that the fishes of the sea, so that the fowls of heaven, and the beasts of the field, and the creeping things that creep upon the earth, and all men that are upon the faces of the earth shall shake at my presence, and the mountains shall be thrown down, and the steep places shall fall, and every wall shall fall to the ground. So the walls in California will fall to the ground, and they are all the way, almost all the way around the world. You're in an impact zone that's going to knock down every building, and you standing right under the rock. Like I said, these people are trying to lead you right under this thing. That's why they got all these Jewish people over there in Jerusalem. That's why they shutting down information going into Jerusalem. They have drugged these people into Jerusalem, Muslims and Jewish people, and some other weird people too, with the sole purpose of having this rock to destroy them. They have led them under it. They're leading them right to it. And then you see the war starts in 21. The war comes after. Sounds like to me weird. But then you have pestilence and stuff. So now this is what you have to worry about. You have to, if you do survive, you get these diseases and stuff to come. You see down there, it's talking about fire and brimstone. You don't want this. You don't want to be over there. That place is gonna be destroyed. Father knew this. He knew it. And after this is over, verse 23 is true. That's why I magnify myself and sanctify myself, and I will be known in the eyes of many nations, and they shall know that I am the Lord. Yeah, we all gonna know. It's one thing to be running your mouth. It's one thing to show it, just like you said. And when this go down, just like he said it, who gonna doubt? Somebody gonna rap you across your lips. I
Yeah.
don't know if I believe. You might not get that period out. That period might come with a punch. It's serious
Mm-hmm.
business. We ain't playing. Ain't nobody playing but Esau. All right, we're gonna file this on the pillow talk. We probably will have to do a formal class on this one day.
Yeah, this is good. This
And a
is
bunch of new
good.
revelations, huh?
Yes, it'll change it. A lot of things change for me. I'm just sitting over here soaking it in and thinking, and you know, it saddens me a little bit
Yeah, all them
because
people over there.
we got a lot of good people that seem like good people over there.